The breaking news that we're following: classified government documents found inside one of President Biden's private offices. The records dating from Biden's time as vice president during the Obama administration.
It's fewer than a dozen documents, classified documents, that were discovered in a office that the president had when he was setting up an office with the University of Pennsylvania, the Penn Biden Center here in Washington, D.C. They were cleaning out this office, trying to close it out, and that's when they discovered these documents. Again, according to the White House, there are fewer than a dozen documents. They've now turned those documents over to the National Archives, which has in turn asked the Justice Department to investigate it. Now, we're told that the U.S. Attorney in Chicago, John Lausch, who is an appointee of former President Donald Trump, is now handling a review of these documents to determine what next to do. Of course, the FBI is also involved in reviewing this. And Wolf, it's important for us to understand also that according to the White House, they say that this was obviously something that they turned over to the National Archives. I'll read you just a part of what they say. According to their statement, they say the White House is cooperating with the National Archives and the Justice Department regarding the discovery of what appear to be Obama-Biden administration records, including a small number of documents with classified markings. These are documents from the previous Obama-Biden administration that it appears then Vice President Biden took with him when he was setting up this think tank with the University of Pennsylvania.
So there's definitely a lot to unpack about this situation. You probably already know the documents were found at the Biden think tank office. Think tank is really pushing the envelope a little bit when you talk about Joe Biden. But they were closing up the offices, cleaning up, and they came across some documents. At least 12 were marked classified. Apparently, Joe Biden took these documents with him when he walked away from the vice presidency at the end of the Obama administration. And why they ended up at the Biden think tank at UPenn, it's anyone's guess. But what's funny is the office didn't open for 1 year after Biden left office. So these classified documents were sitting somewhere in an empty office for a year. How many people had access to them? How many people moved them? And what was included in the documents? What has come out in the media is that there were documents about Iran, Ukraine, and Britain. Well, the Iran documents, I would have to guess, were about the nuclear arms deal that the Obama administration and the Iranian government put together, and they knew that Donald Trump was going to axe that agreement. So, is that the reason why Joe Biden took those documents? Maybe. The Ukrainian documents, I'd have to guess, was to hide Hunter Biden's business dealings with Ukraine, hide Joe Biden's business dealings with Ukraine. And what's even more interesting is that Joe Biden went to Ukraine for 2 weeks at the end of his vice presidency. What was he doing there? I don't know. But we do know while he was there, a prosecutor was fired, and Burisma ended up giving millions of dollars to some shell company that someone was running somewhere. And you saw a video, I'm sure, of Joe Biden saying, if this prosecutor is not fired, there will be no money. And guess what? The dirty politics worked, and the prosecutor lost his job. But the biggest question of all is, what is Merrick Garland going to do about this situation? Because we know he jumped all over the Donald Trump thing, and I don't care if there's 1,000 documents or one document, it includes classified information that should not have been brought out of the White House, not by Trump and not by Joe Biden when he was the vice president. We all know about the big congressional hearings into Donald Trump and the documents and this and that, and they came up with nothing. There was no indictment, and there never was going to be an indictment. The Democratic Congress just needed to do something to bury Trump as much as they possibly could. And quite frankly, even though I'm not a huge Trump supporter, he came out of it unscathed. Are they going to investigate Biden now and find out why he walked away with these classified documents? Are they going to raid Joe Biden's homes in Delaware, in Maryland, and look for documents like they raided Mar-a-Lago? They should, because if he had them at the think tank, what makes you think he doesn't have something else hiding in one of his mansions? One mansion, by the way, there was a big wall, fence, some kind of wall was just erected around it at the taxpayer's expense. Why are you trying to keep people out? What are you hiding in there, Joe? I think the FBI should certainly raid it. But this story takes another twist, and it involves Big Red Behar. Yes, that's right, Joy Behar of The View, because she is such a staunch Biden supporter. And like I've said all along, the DNC and maybe even the Biden campaign pays her to preach gospel about Joe Biden. Well, she had this to say about Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and quite frankly, it is so laughable. I hope you enjoy it. Have a look.
There's differences in what happened.
Yes, but the optics are not good.
Well, we all know that Trump is a liar and a thief. You know? We know that. So it's not that big a jump to say that he obstructed and he lied. We don't think that Biden is a liar and a thief, so we give him the benefit of the doubt. That's partly what's going on. But what I think also is going on, no matter what the truth of it is, Whoopi, they will spin it, Bubblehead and Marjorie Taylor and that crowd, Matt Gaetz. You think they're not going to spin this, that it's just as bad as Trump? And so
I don't know what to say about her other than she is such an asshat. She really, really is. We all know Trump was a liar and a thief, and we know Joe Biden's not a liar and a thief, so we give him the benefit of the doubt. Joe Biden is one of the biggest liars in politics. What doesn't Joy understand? I'm sure she's seen all the videos of him embellishing his education and how he graduated with how many degrees at the top of his law school class, and he's reading speeches that were written by other people long before him. Joe Biden is nothing but a liar. He never graduated at the top of his class. As a matter of fact, out of 80-something students, he was in the high 70s in the graduating class. Joy Behar knows that. So don't tell me that she is not being paid to endorse this fool at every step of the way and at every mistake he makes. Okay? They covered up Hillary Clinton having thousands of documents in a personal server in her home. And after the investigation, it proved to be false. We know that's a lie because we know Hillary Clinton has always been a dirty politician. The Clinton Global Initiative, where does all their money come from? Is millions of dollars of it coming from China? Oh, yes, it is. Just like millions of dollars went into the UPenn Biden think tank. That's where the money comes from. It's dirty, illegal money that Joe Biden and his family, his crime family, have been involved in his entire political career. He was in Ukraine for a couple of reasons after his vice presidency. One, to get the money from Burisma. Two, to make sure they hid everything they had about the illegal dealings Hunter Biden was pursuing in Ukraine with the president. Oh, wonderful Zelensky. We all know how they love him so much. They invite him to the White House. He has to kiss Nancy Pelosi, which was disgusting in its own right. But these people are such hypocrites. Of course the White House is going to go along with the investigation because the cat is out of the bag. Someone found the documents. But back in November, why now is it all coming out? And again, will Merrick Garland do what he's supposed to do, just like he tried to railroad Donald Trump and conduct a raid on a former president's personal residence? I think a raid is warranted at Joe Biden's residences, absolutely. And even maybe the Malibu mansion that the taxpayers are paying for Hunter Biden to live in, How about they raid that house too and see what they can find in there? Because Hunter Biden just didn't have all kinds of information on his laptop. I'm pretty sure he has it stashed away in other places to implicate himself, his father, his aunt, and his uncle, and God knows God knows how many people. And I'd like to think that Barack Obama and Michelle are somehow involved too. Don't tell me Biden didn't know he was taking classified documents, because he did. And Barry Obama, he knew he took them too. They're all on the same team. They're all out to destroy America for whatever reason. That's what these people are about. That's what they've always been about. Make money for us and let everybody else suffer. If they don't like what we do, we'll shut them down. Just like the big pandemic, let's shut everything down. And what happened? People lost everything while the millionaires thrived. Okay? It's all a political scam. Joe Biden has been involved in it all along, and now the last 2 days he's been dodging questions from reporters about the documents. He looks and he smirks because he knows the cat's out of the bag. And all we can do is hope that something happens to him and his inner circle, because they need to go down for everything they've done in his entire political career and everything he's done to our country since he became the president. He's done nothing but ruin America's name. World leaders laugh at him, and they're laughing at us, and they're laughing at the supposed 83 million people who voted for this fool. America needs to wake up. All these bleeding hearts need to open their eyes and realize this man is no good, and he never was any good. But they're going to try to spin it and say it had nothing to do with any important classified documents, but oh, Donald Trump had all of them, which again turned out to be nothing, and there was no indictment, and there never will be. And I'm pretty sure Garland doesn't have the balls to go after his boss, because he knows he's going to be out the door immediately. But we can only hope that somebody in the DOJ has enough balls to do something about this and make it right for the American people that know that Joe Biden is nothing but a fraud. Always has been and always will be. And that's it. And that's my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video with someone if you will. Research this. Look at it. Joe Biden is nothing more than a political criminal, and he needs to be stopped. I hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you real soon with something else. Have a great day.